Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time, we ranted about mind-body dualism while convincing this bozo to stop freezing her daughter and using her as slave labor. And we got this nifty hat as a result, which always hides our eyes no matter how I twist the guy's head, which is neat. Anyways, now I think it's time to start trying to figure out how to deal with the whole curse stuff. Talking to these bozos hasn't done anything good. Oh wait, I forgot to check this one. Right, hang on.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
Heimdall, huh? That's Norwegian, isn't it? Means Helmet Valley, essentially. Storekeep, tell me about the Muscle Man books.
Oh, Man from Heimdall. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
Why are they so popular? I think she just told you.
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Sounds like me. Which one should I start with?
What does it matter? They're all the same.
Wow, racism.
However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Heimdallaman, the man from Heimdall. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Rows and rows of Heimdallamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Heimdall and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Heimdall, Return to Heimdall. And the solipsistic Man from Heimdall and the Heimdall Man.
Okay. I think they were running out of ideas when they came to that one. Or maybe it's actually a very clever title for reasons that will be explained in the book, and I'm just not getting it. Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Heimdall and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Heimdall and the false god. Man from Heimdall and the scorched earth. Man from Heimdall, the Heimdall colonies. Man from Heimdall and the swamp beast. Man from Heimdall and the snow crabs.
Builder preserve me. Is that all?
Not even close. Man from Heimdall in hell. Man from Heimdall and the forest of slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake. Man from Heimdall, Heimdall burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Heimdallaman, and so much more.
Wait, forest of slaves. Is it just like a forest that has a lot of slaves in it or something? Or are they actually like, instead of trees it has slaves? Or are they like turned into trees? Or, you know what? I'm overthinking it. Trial of Death, comic game book. Something about that sounds familiar. Is this a riff on the Conan the Barbarian series? Let's see. Do I have anything? No, I don't have anything that increases pain tolerance. Well,
The
whatever.
display rack is brimming with worn paper.
Yeah, the artwork on the cover is of an extremely muscular sword-wielding barbarian, probably scantily clad, even though Conan the Barbarian wasn't scantily clad in the actual books, and the art actually was just full of lies. So I feel like, which is tragic, because I feel like a lot of modern depictions of Conan the Barbarian are based more off of the covers than the actual books, you know? Well, maybe you don't. Do any of the books call out to me?
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
Ow.
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Heimdall in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man.
Kinky.
She's laughing at him, belittling him.
Very kinky.
Between the throne and the Heimdall man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman.
Aren't all women devil women?
Especially those leering types who seem to wear nothing but an armored bikini. There's also some sort of a snake lizard beast slithering around her abdomen, chest, shoulder region.
Indeed. Bloody pervert. But enough about her merits.
It's symbolic of vice and sin.
Oh, naturally.
The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels.
Alrighty then. What? I don't know why it just randomly decided to send me back there, but alright. Okay then. Let's check out the man behind the curtain.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? There's no cage-like trinket. What are you talking about? Are you blind?
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Shopkeeper, what's behind the curtains?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books.
Well, if that's what she's doing, she's rubbish at it. That's kind of funny, isn't it? The shopkeeper of a bookstore being unable to spell. That's what you call ironic.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
That's not odd, that's completely intuitive.
You see some kind of charm.
No, I don't.
An irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Polyhedron, huh? Is this where they keep the really occult tabletop RPGs?
This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
And who are the Seminese? I think that muscle-bound racist guy was ranting about them, but honestly, everything he said went in one ear and out the other. Which is probably for the best.
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminide Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time.
Could steal it.
The curtains remain shut before you.
Alright. Let there be light.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand has closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
Oh, if we're speaking parapsychologically, I care even less.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
This is about the curse? That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
She's almost begging you. Right. That's why, parapsychologically speaking and all that. That makes sense. It's definitely not backpedaling. Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there, if you know what I mean.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Are you sure about that? She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The powers? Ma'am, I am the law. I'm the power around here. I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Oh, anything extreme. Is that right? Ma'am, I am the most extreme police officer you'll ever see. I'm downright fucking radical, motherfucker.
Talking is always good.
Is it?
Go see what she has to say.
Always good. Talking is always good. Is it? Is it really?
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Oh please, Inland Empire. Careful is my middle name. My first name is Not. Okay, hang on. Let's save. Okay, fine, let's talk to her. Now that she's actually willing to talk to us about the curse, I suppose. With any
Hello
luck.
again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you.
I don't know. I don't understand why it's so important to you.
Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
If it's just a storage room, then why does it have a Semines ward protecting it?
It's just for decoration.
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile. Then something breaks.
Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing.
I thought that was because it was a shithole. But alright.
Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something to her pendant. What do you mean ruined everything?
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
Is talking about the curse gonna make it worse? Bloody magical thinking.
Take it easy. You've broken her resistance. Pushing her further will gain nothing.
How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
Ma'am, if your bookstore is infested with mold, there are people you can call to handle this sort of thing. And you really should do that before this whole place comes tumbling around us.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Okay, Inland Empire. Annette mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Okay then. If you're suffering from cacodemons, have you considered investing in a chainsaw?
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Strange. I feel unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism. It's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Negativism. Although why don't you just talk about it in a positive way?
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Fucking void wraiths. That's not a problem. Wraiths are not a very sturdy unit. Should be pretty easy to take them out with even the slightest bit of anti-air, as long as you can pierce their cloak. Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Have you sought help from anyone competent?
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
That seems unethical, actually. In fact, I mean, if that amulet actually worked, that would probably be illegal. That would almost certainly be illegal, as it... I mean, you're inflicting effectively a mind-altering substance on people. That... You're lucky that I don't believe that it actually is real, or I would confiscate it. And probably arrest you.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
As it?
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people.
True. Good point, Rhetoric. This is wrong on so many levels. You're just lucky it's wrong on so many levels that I can't even take it seriously. Otherwise, you might be spending some time in the clanker. Would you like me to take the case? I can investigate, see if the curse is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
And how do you know I'm not familiar with the psychic arts? I don't even know if I'm familiar with the psychic arts, so how could you know?
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Para-detective. Is that a paranormal detective or a crippled detective? Because either works for me. Drama. Do I have anything that increases drama? I've got one that decreases drama, but... I'm so to let you investigate the doomed commercial area.
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Slither up to her, huh? Am I convincing her or am I seducing her? Wait, what if I don't want to lie?
You're not lying. You're giving her peace of mind. The means are thus justified.
Okay, that would be a bit more convincing if you weren't rolling your S's like a snake. But alright. Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before. That might even be true.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
Ma'am, I'm not sure of anything at all. I have returned from the void, a paradetective from a long line of paradetectives. Well, I have returned from the void. Well, that's true. I don't know about long line of paradetectives.
You're no paradetective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for being so blunt, but...
Well, yeah, of course I'm a drinker. It's the only way I can handle the mind-melting, usurations of the void. You know? Besides, shamans in ancient times were often just people that got high and drunk off of shit and hallucinated crap. So you know what? So yes, I am from a long line of para-detectives, if that qualifies.
You look like one. The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
Rock her world, huh? Again, am I convincing her or am I seducing her? I admit, I have had my share of drinks, but only because the spectral realm is parapsychologically taxing. It might even be true.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
No? What do you mean, no? The paranatural isn't about knowing. It's about not knowing. Just like a hole isn't about something being there, it's about something not being there. And that's what makes it useful. You know? Well, no, actually. You don't. That's the point. I am the Void Revenant. I have the powers to de-bad all the bad energies.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
Yes, you should have realized. How could you not have immediately realized all that? It's so obvious.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
Mayhap.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Just ask my partner, Kim. He'll vouch for me.
The
The lieutenant mumbles in minor confusion. He has not been listening closely enough. You've put him on the spot. That'll teach him to zone out. Constant vigilance!
Certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
And don't you fucking forget it.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
On my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course. The entity. For I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
The chimney. The passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it.
Okay. So there's some mysterious woman in your chimney hanging out, and you haven't thought to call the police yet? That sounds like a matter for the police, to be honest.
Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
Alright then. The malignant entity. Did she say malignant? I don't think she said malignant. Maybe we should have had this on. Yeah, whatever. Okay. I just realized when I'm like this, I'm holding a book and a torch. What am I, the Statue of Liberty?
You see a set of tattered curtains
Yeah,
blocking.
yeah. And
You
there they
see
go.
a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
A small, terrified escapes from Plaisance as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. Okay. Ooh, let me just check something. 55, yeah. Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. 56, okay, yeah, it is referring to those bubbles. Vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Okay, here we go.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms.
What?
It appears to be locked.
What do you mean? How exactly do you get dozens, if not hundreds, from 10? What are you How many other lies am I gonna be told by the narration?
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed out, dark echo.
So you could unlock the door with the key, or we could break down the door. Yeah, this is a valuable use of our time. No.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Okay.
You feel the tiny hairs on the back of your neck rise up, as if someone's standing right behind you.
How do they rise up, rise up, rise up? Touch the back of your neck. What is this feeling?
Outside, the wind howls in from across the bay. The building at Rue de Saint-Ghislain stands like a matchbox on its side, with men inside like little wooden sticks ready to catch fire.
Huh.
A panicking woman squeezes the pendant around her neck until it leaves a mark inside her palm. A man, a few meters away, stands frozen with a key in his hand. Somewhere inside, a spider is spinning its web.
Let's go. Into the web. Mayhap. Huh? What, Kim?
What is this place?
The lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. Looks like a gym to me.
Yes, but no one's been here in ages.
He draws a stripe on the dusty floor with his foot.
I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Yeah. Good thing I never unequipped that.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark.
Obviously, I'd never unequip it, because if I unequipped it, how could I do this to all the people I talk to? That'd be boring.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Let's just keep going. I'm sure it's just a regular abandoned house. Nothing mysterious here.
Sounds good.
I don't know about nothing mysterious, but... Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Punch bag? Whatever. Shot put ball. Oh. Okay. A ball used for playing shot put. A favorite pastime of elderly gentlemen. Feel like you should hold on to this and make good use of it. To sell such beautiful, old-school sports equipment would be a sin. Alright, so sell it at the earliest convenience. Got it. That definitely feels like it's a bluff of some kind, and it's never actually going to have any use. Alright then. Let's see. Oh! Smells like leather and sweat. Did that give me a... I think it did. The poster says Citius Fortis. The rest is worn off. Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe. Oh, that's what they are. I thought that was a ladder.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Quite.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Legendary 14. With my physical instrument 1 and a couple of bonuses, I just barely have enough that it won't take a natural pair of 6s to succeed. God damn. I mean, it would be better if I didn't have, well, a -2. Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone.
Am I just like remembering my old like police academy training or something like that?
It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Why is it zooming in on this random point? A large demijohn full of strange liquid. A demijohn. It's the, large bottle with the short neck. I'm used to seeing them encased in wickerwork. And with 2 handles instead of 1, but still qualifies. Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs. They remind you of Blade. Ooh, money. Nice. A naked mannequin torso. A strange yellow color. Not that strange. Blue velvet, soft to the touch. Moth bitten. Ooh, more money. Nice. I almost have enough already. Production schedule filament memory. Wow. $50. The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hand. Its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads, Production schedule. Note, this filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Is that right? Alright then. Keep that in mind. See if I can find a radio computer then. Hopefully I can still sell this after I print it out, but probably not. That's how these things tend to go. Steel rotor blades bearing a Slipstream logo. And this one I don't think it's bluffing about it actually being important in some way. Just look at that price. They wouldn't have it at that kind of crazy price if it wasn't going to screw you if you sold it. Or at the very least screw you if you sold it before you did something with it. Skis with Slipstream painted on the laminated top layer.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
Huh. Alright. I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Huh. Skis and rotor blades. I guess they're... maybe they're similar enough that it could be easily pivoted to. But the question is, which do they start with, and which do they pivot to?
That's a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they still failed. How sad.
Reality is ruthless.
Quite. It is ruthless indeed, although not the kind of ruthless that is how people usually use the word. Scribbled across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Bold claim. Ooh, what's this?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer, I bet.
A radio computer.
Exactly.
Just sitting here without anyone inside.
He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. He sounds like someone who's thinking about stealing it, but is unsure if this is a trap or not. Do you think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Oh, that's surprising. But I guess you can't. You seem like someone that would be. But I guess you only have so many hours in the day, and there are so many machines.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Fluorescent. That means green. Let's see. Look inside the compartment.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood.
Ooh.
Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Aha. Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Oh good, I can remove it. Alright, press play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
That's not what a radio computer is, Inland Empire. It's... Never mind. I'm not going to go into it now.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good morning. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
Fortress accident.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean that glowing thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes?
Good. Please repeat the password.
Uh-oh.
Password. Of course it would have a
Shit.
password. That's why there's a human administrator involved. You should ask her for a hint.
A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Damn. Is it my birthday?
Still no.
This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
Damn it. Bloody radio computers. Why couldn't they just have had a regular computer?
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Quite.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
She sounds cold in the damp air. I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why did you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
Wow, so conceptual. And what's that? This interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
You hear her ask when the connection finally improves. What are you, a machine? Or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Yvonne, my partner tells me they're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid.
They are merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
Well, considering the company that had the password seems to have... Well... Point is, I don't think we're gonna be finding the password unless they've written it down somewhere. Come to think of it, there's a decent likelihood they have written it down somewhere. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
And what are you wearing?
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
Fair enough.
That's why she does this.
Lovely talking to you, Yvonne.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
Well, maybe there is. If you have a phone number you could give me? Or do I need a password for that, too? That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static. What a gal.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
I doubt we can print it, but alright.
Nothing happens.
Yep. Alright.
The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Okay. Gonna want to figure out what the password is
This old
somehow.
fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker.
It's a
The
fireplace?
mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on. How do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
But what happened to UKV 123.8? And radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here?
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Wait, who's the game master?
Someone very important.
Helpful.
The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara.
Huh.
All of this is gone, left unrealized.
Like tears in the rain. Alas.
There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
You'd be surprised what a little basement studio can pull off.
My god. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Why do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Okay. Here we are, picking through the bones of long dead dreams. How morbid. Oh well. Okay, this video is getting overly long as it is. I think it's time that we stop for the day. Oh, elves. Lovely. Until next time, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason unsubscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay, kid.